The first two Def Jam games had the gameplay and polish to prove they weren't vanity projects for rappers pitched by money-hungry execs eager to capitalize on a mainstream music trend. For the third release in the series, Icon takes the franchise in a new experimental direction with stylized visuals and environments that move with the music. Is this game destined for multi-platinum sales, or will it be left off Def Jam's greatest hits? As you might expect, the story behind Icon is a gangster's tale. At the outset, a legendary record producer is gunned down, and you're taken 2 years back to learn what transpired leading up to the shooting. As it turns out, the man shot on the street is your mentor. He's also your business partner on your record label, helping you keep a step ahead of the competition. Who decided to end your colleague's life, and why? These questions are answered as you proceed through the game. The cinemas can be few and far between at times, but the story is definitely a cut above the average video game track.
Sick flow, it's so motherfucking sick for your bitch, no. Hop in the back when you see squares, ho, this, that. All you niggas get up off my dick so I can cook crack on the track and watch it mix slow.
You can participate in a quick throwdown using one of the game's many real rappers, including Big Boy, Sean Paul, Redman, and a bunch of other guys who fight much better in the game than they do in real life. Or you can start your own label, customize an original character using an incredibly in-depth interface, and turn him into a mogul by cutting deals, producing albums, and roughing up those who stand in your way. You'll talk business, sign artists to your label, drop cash on clothes, tattoos, and custom grills, and you'll get a lot of attention from the ladies.
I know you. I saw you on BET.
Your inbox will be jammed with requests for you to pursue new artists and do favors for your existing clients. You'll want to keep your rappers happy if you want them to stick around and create platinum records.
I appreciate you for having my back last night, you know.
You may buy someone's cousin a house, pay a grandmother's medical bills, open up the wallet for new studio equipment, or cover legal expenses for paternity suits. It's all standard hip-hop industry stereotypes. The drama is limited to answering simple yes or no questions and watching short cutscenes, but at least the voice work is authentic and entertaining.
Hey yo, Sean Paul!
It's a nice break from the endless brawls with off-duty cops, deranged fans, paparazzi, and rival rappers. The management angle also has you setting budgets for album releases and lets you work your way up to a better crib and a more prestigious title. It's great that the game offers a little more to do than fight, but in the end, the fisticuffs have to stand on their own. And this is where the problems arise. Throwing down in Def Jam Icon is heavily tied to music. Backgrounds pulse to the beat, and when the equalizer spikes on a big note, things start spazzing out. It's not all about style though, it's also about damage. Helicopters whip their tail down for a spanking, broken gas pumps spurt flame, and speakers blast out sound waves. If you run afoul of a few heavy beats in a row, you're gonna get knocked around like a punk. Each song naturally spikes at different points, but you get some control via the game's DJ turntable controls. By rotating the analog stick like a record, you can trigger a big beat anytime, and if your song isn't already playing, you can spin down your rival's song with the left stick and get yours going with the right. Having your track going gives you an advantage with quicker moves, so expect to battle back and forth for airtime. It's a cool concept, and the ability to use a custom soundtrack is a nice addition that can lead to some orally diverse matchups, like Henry Rollins going up against Barry Manilow. The trouble is that the gameplay just isn't as tight as the featured tracks. Fighters have a lot of nice looking moves, which you can access by hitting face buttons or making motions with the right stick. The problem is that there's a noticeable delay from the time you press the button to the moment you attack. Rather than reacting to your opponent, you have to try and anticipate what's going to happen and hope your foot and the other guy's face meet up in the way you intend them to. The idea is that you use your knowledge of the song to manipulate your opponent into the hot spots at the right time. But because of the slow, loose feel of the fighting, many brawls are resolved through chance. Another flat note is the generic throw, which lets any rapper toss a man 15 feet in any direction. Pitching a guy into a hazard and then scratching up some damage is a dominant strategy that will undoubtedly be overused. Def Jam Icon takes the concept of throwing down a little too literally. The system does have a few tricks to it. If you manage to score multiple hits in a row, or throw in a taunt between blows, you'll power up your next attack to send your opponent flying. High and low reversals are a more deliberate tactic that put your opponent in a grab position, and speaking of grabs, you can execute a wrestling-style takedown instead of the standard throw if you really want. If the gameplay were tighter, these nuances could make Icon a deeper fighting game. As it is, getting fancy doesn't necessarily translate to victory. Finally, there's the question everyone who played past Def Jam games will be asking. Why did they take out the over-the-top blazing finishers? Despite all the new bells and whistles, the combat just doesn't feel as visceral, responsive, or deep as past games in the series. Def Jam Icon has a strong aesthetic and is a slick production overall, but the interesting music-based environment concept can't make up for basic problems and the general sloppiness of the fighting. Despite a few different fighting styles, matches tend to play exactly the same no matter what environment you're in or who's doing the fighting. It's like an album where every song sounds the same. There are some interesting ideas at work here, but despite the flash, Icon just isn't destined to get much play.
Man, why are you crossing me?